Well, for the second time in 6.5 weeks, South America is rattled by a powerful earthquake. Today's quake in Colombia comes on the heels of the two earthquakes which struck Venezuela in late June. With us now to talk more about this is Dean Whitman. He's a geophysicist at FIU. So, Professor, how does what we saw today in Colombia compare to what we saw in June in Venezuela?
Well, they were of similar size. One major difference between this earthquake from the ones in Venezuela was this earthquake was really quite deep beneath the Earth's surface. It occurred around 60 to 70 miles beneath the Earth's surface, whereas the ones in Venezuela were relatively close to the surface, only around 10 miles deep.
Gotcha.
And because of that, the effects of the Venezuela earthquakes are probably going to be much more extreme.
Well, I have to tell you, when I first heard this news, I began to think, man, my goodness, what is going on in that part of the world, because these nations border each other. Are they more susceptible to quakes there? And if so, why?
Well, the Andean region is very seismically active. You have an intersection of several tectonic plates, both along the western margin of South America, where a portion of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, gets thrust or subducted beneath South America. And then to the north of South America, you get horizontal motion of the Caribbean plate relative to South America. So both of them are very active, and they have been historically.
You know, the frightening thing about these quakes, of course, is that they hit with no warning. And so I'm wondering, has science found a way to do a better job of predicting when quakes might occur?
Earthquake prediction has been very challenging. The processes that cause an earthquake at depth, they occur far away from where we can actually look at them. But also the processes are very complicated. And so far we have been unable to identify very short-term precursors that can tell us that an earthquake is imminent.
Wow. You know, there were some recent earthquakes in Cuba, as I'm sure you know, and they were felt here in Miami by some. So how concerned should we be about an earthquake threat here in South Florida?
Well, earthquakes are highly unlikely in southern Florida. We're in an area of very low seismic risk, but low probability does not mean impossible. There always is a possibility. There were analogous earthquakes in places like South Carolina or Missouri, far away from known plate boundaries, that have occurred in the past, and we have to remain vigilant and we have to follow building codes.
All right, yeah, certainly we do. We learned that, of course, with the tragedy in Surfside. Professor Whitman, thank you so much for your time. We thank you for bringing us up to speed on this. Thank you much.